Hello world. In this video, we're going to go over once you've set up your Xero account, how do you get your transactions from your bank accounts and your credit cards into the accounting system. So let's jump right into it. In this example, we're going to use one bank account from Van City and one credit card from Van City. Now, I've added one bank account, but I haven't added the credit card. So I'm just going to show you how to go ahead and do that. So one way is it's going to allow us to search for it. In this case, we're trying to add the Van City credit card. Just giving it a name, and we can put in the last digits. And we have a field to choose the currency. Now, to connect the Visa to this accounting system, it works in the same way as how you just log into it. Now, if I were to do this, what this means is Xero is going to have permission to download transactions as they come in. Which just means that every day, whatever you spend on your Visa, the next day the transactions will pop into Xero. In this example, I'm not going to go ahead and do this, but instead I'm going to show you how to import them directly from the online banking. And one reason why we do this is, if we were to go ahead and just connect the bank feed, there's a limitation in terms of how many months of data it will bring in. Sometimes it'll only bring in 3 months, it could be even less. So in the case of, let's say we need to bring in 1 year of data, well, connecting the bank feed won't really be sufficient. And so here's another way, manually importing a statement. Now, it depends on your online banking platform. Certain ones have limitations. Some only also let you pull out only 6 months. But in this case, Van City is pretty good, and they'll allow us to go back for an entire year. But for this example, I'm just going to go ahead and do January to March. Okay, once you've searched the appropriate date, all we have to do now is pull it out in an electronic format. Now, Xero works with Quicken, QuickBooks, Microsoft Money, and most banking platforms have these options. In this case, we'll just use Quicken, and we'll go ahead and download that file. Okay, let's go back over to Xero. So essentially, to import the file, we just have to click it, choose the file, and it should bring in all the transactions from January to March. As you see, we just imported all the transactions from January to March. Now, these transactions are in the system and they're ready for us to work on. Essentially, when I say work on, all we do as bookkeepers is now categorize these individual transactions. Okay, let's just quickly go over how to do the same thing with the Visa, because sometimes the Visa platform is a little bit different than the online banking. Let's go ahead. So here you can see we can take out an electronic statement, but it's only month by month. So we don't have the option of going January to March. We have to pull it out one by one. And you can also see we only have these electronic statements for a year. So if you're trying to go back 2 years, you might come across some difficulty. There is another option which says view e-statements. Now, an e-statement is essentially just a PDF version of the bank statement. Now, in the case that we're trying to get statements from more than a year back, so let's say November 21st, we need these transactions in Xero, but we have just a PDF. It's very hard for us just to import it like we did previously. So just want to quickly show you guys another quick tool. This is called Receipt Bank, and it's very good for extracting data from receipts, invoices, bank statements. And I'll give you an example here. Once you upload a PDF statement into Receipt Bank, in one day, they'll provide you with, essentially it's an Excel spreadsheet that has the data exactly how Xero needs it to be when you're going to import it. So that's just a quick tip to save you a lot of time and to avoid a lot of manual entry into a spreadsheet. So those are essentially ways to get transactions into the accounting system and ready for us to work on. Now I'll just quickly go over one more screen here, and this is cache coding, which it'll allow us to filter and sort through all of the transactions so we have a nice little bird's eye view of all the data. Alright guys, that's how you get the transactions into your accounting software so you can begin doing your bookkeeping. Cheers guys.